using the query function to count and sum by group all at once. So here in my spreadsheet, I have this service tracker there where I've recorded the number, the rep, the service type, and the amount for each of these services. Over here, I've made an example of the dashboard or add a view that I want to create. I'm going to do this entire table just with the query function. So I want each rep on one row with columns for the number of services and the total amount of services. Let's open up the query function, which says it runs a Google Visualization API query language query. It's SQLite. It actually reads easier than functions do for natural language. So let's start the data. I'm going to give all the columns, that's A through D. Then my query itself always starts with select. And right now, let's just select column B. This is just where I say what columns I want to return. So I'm going to return column B. Perfect. Then I want the service count. So that's count of B. I could use any of the columns for this. I'm going to use B because that's the one I'm already on and it reads nicer to me. But that's actually going to fail because it says that column B needs to be added to a group by or aggregate function. Basically, when you count, it's going to group things together, but since I'm returning all of column B, it just doesn't know what to do with that right now. So I'm going to add a group by B, and then it's going to work. And it's actually going to look closer to what I want because I have one row per rep and the count. I do have this extra blank row because since I'm doing all of the rows in the columns, it's returning the blank rows as well. That's a simple fix. Put the where clause after the select, and I'm going to say where B is not null. Now it will not return anything when column B is blank. Perfect. Finally, I want the sum of the total, sum for the total amount. So that's going to be sum of column, that's D for my amounts. And just like that, I've created the data for this output. I can use label to make it a little prettier, but the important point here is I'm using group by to return one row for each rep, and that could be any identifier you want, and then the count and the sum inside of query to create that output table. So much you can do in query in just a single function. I just love it.